All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're talking about why reaching your first six figures completely changes the financial game for you and how it dramatically reduces your daily stress. Just imagine waking up one day and realizing you are no longer panicking every time a bill shows up in the mail. The car breaks down, you can handle it. Unexpected medical expenses pop up, you're completely prepared. Rent goes up, yeah, it's frustrating, but it doesn't totally destroy your entire month. For millions of Americans, that incredible feeling of baseline security actually begins when they successfully save and invest their first $100,000.
But that brings up a really important question, right? Why is the first 100K widely considered the absolute hardest milestone in personal finance? You might think it's because you need a massive six-figure salary or genius-level intelligence, but that is actually not the case at all. It's difficult because getting there requires completely changing your habits, your mindset, and the fundamental way you think about money. In the beginning, every single dollar feels so difficult because you're entirely trading your time for money, just trying to survive rising costs, daily expenses, and taxes. So, $100,000. This isn't just some random arbitrary number. It is the exact tipping point where a massive shift happens. Before you hit this milestone, you're doing literally all the heavy lifting. You are grinding for every penny. But once you cross this threshold, your money finally starts making its own money through compound interest. Suddenly, wealth no longer feels impossible because your investments are slowly beginning to build wealth completely automatically in the background.
Honestly, starting from zero is tough. The legendary investor Charlie Munger famously captured this feeling, saying, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it." And he was absolutely right. The progress feels painfully slow at first. Your investments are small, your savings are tiny, you might grind and save for months, only to get hit with an unexpected car repair that wipes out everything. It is a massive grind, but it's a necessary hurdle you just have to clear. Okay, moving on to section 1, traps keeping you broke. These are the behavioral mistakes that are absolutely destroying wealth. Let's talk about the absolute biggest financial trap in modern America, and that is lifestyle inflation. This happens when your spending goes up every single time your income goes up. You get a well-deserved raise at work and boom, you immediately upgrade your car. Then you move into a slightly more expensive apartment. Next come the luxury vacations and dining out. Suddenly, despite earning more money than ever before in your entire life, you still feel entirely broke. Financially smart people avoid this by increasing their investments, not their lifestyle, when they earn more. Then there's another massive trap, and that's unnecessary debt. You absolutely must avoid high-interest credit card debt. I mean, some of these cards can charge over 20% in interest. Paying those kinds of rates means you are losing money significantly faster than you could ever hope to invest it. Financially disciplined people understand that paying off this high-interest debt is often the best investment they can make. Think about it, there's almost no investment in the world guaranteed to consistently outperform a 20% interest payment over long periods of time. Let's jump into section 2, the wealth building blueprint. This is the step-by-step to your first six figures. So, financially responsible Americans use this exact step-by-step blueprint. They start with step 1, focusing entirely on building 3 to 6 months of emergency savings. This makes sure that when unexpected medical bills or car repairs pop up, they aren't forced right back into that high-interest debt we just talked about. Once that emergency fund is totally set, they tackle step 2, aggressively paying down any existing high-interest debt. Only when those foundations are rock solid do they move to step 3, which is investing consistently every single month. Now, when it comes to that third step, investing, a lot of beginners totally freeze up. They think they need the perfect stock or perfect timing, but you don't need to be a genius. You just need to invest automatically every single month. When the economy is booming, you invest. When the market crashes and the headlines are spreading panic, you continue investing anyway. That simple, boring consistency is the secret sauce that allows compound growth to eventually become an absolute powerhouse. All right, section 3, the power of time, and why starting early literally beats everything else. Starting early is the ultimate cheat code. If you start investing at age 22, by your late 20s, compound interest is already working its magic. By your 40s, the wealth snowball has completely taken over. But just look at the cost of waiting. If you delay just 10 years and start at age 32, the person who started at 22 is going to be dramatically wealthier than you, even if you both end up investing the exact same amount of money every month. Time is literally the most powerful financial advantage in existence. Unfortunately, so many people waste that massive advantage by making these wealth-killing mistakes. They delay taking action because they're waiting for the perfect time after a market crash or after they get a better job. Or, worse, they fall for social media illusions of overnight success. They chase fast money, gambling on risky speculation, crypto, or meme stocks. But let's be real, trying to get rich quickly through emotional trading usually just leads to losing money. The people who actually become financially free are the ones willing to stay patient and logical while everyone else is out there searching for hype and shortcuts. Section 4, the reality of freedom. It's all about habits over appearances. We really need to talk about the massive difference between spending money to buy approval from strangers and prioritizing true ownership to secure your long-term independence. Looking rich usually means buying expensive status symbols, luxury clothes, sports cars, basically just to impress people. Being rich, on the other hand, means owning actual assets that generate future income and security. Actually, a lot of real millionaires live surprisingly normal lives, simply because they care way more about buying investments than maintaining a flashy appearance. Of course, while cutting your expenses is super important, you can only cut so much, right? Reaching that 100K milestone faster is going to require increasing your income. You can absolutely do this by learning valuable new skills, negotiating your current salary, strategically switching companies for much better opportunities, or even starting a side hustle. Taking these steps speeds up your timeline because it creates a surplus, extra money that you can funnel straight into your investments to build serious long-term wealth. But here is the catch. Income without discipline is completely useless. An aggressive investor making $50,000 a year can easily fly right past someone making triple that amount who just spends everything on lifestyle upgrades. Seriously, a $150,000 salary means absolutely nothing if every single dollar goes right out the door to finance a luxury lifestyle. Financial success is way less about appearances or top-line income and far more about habits. Discipline will always beat income alone over a long enough time frame. At the end of the day, that first 100K is about so much more than just the money itself. It's the ultimate proof that you've mastered discipline, consistency, delayed gratification, and long-term thinking in a culture that is totally obsessed with instant rewards. Once you establish these foundational habits of controlling your spending and investing for the long haul, building future wealth becomes drastically easier because your money is finally doing the heavy lifting for you. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Are you ready to completely change your financial trajectory? If you are starting from zero today, please do not feel discouraged. Every single wealthy person started with their very first dollar. Start small, stay remarkably consistent, avoid unnecessary debt, and give yourself the absolute gift of time. So what small financial habit can you change today so that one day your money will finally start working much harder than you do?